former senior advisor to the president, Stephen Miller, along with Fox News contributor Lisa Booth. Stephen, let's go to the FOIA request that you and your group made. Let's go to the hand you redacted materials, which are absolutely useless. They're specifically claiming executive privilege on emails under pseudonyms to his son, Joe Biden, and what he might have shared as it relates to top secret or classified information. Do we know anything more about that?
Yes, well, this is really a staggering development, Sean. After the Mar-a-Lago raid, we sent a FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act, to the National Archives demanding production of vice presidential records from Joe Biden's time as vice president relating to Hunter Biden's business dealings and Rosemont Seneca. When they didn't reply as required by law and obey that FOIA request, we took them to court. We sued them here in Washington, D.C. As a result of that litigation, they have started turning over large numbers of emails, which document how extensively the Biden vice presidency colluded and collaborated with Hunter Biden. But here's the kicker, Sean. In the last batch of emails, they redacted, fully redacted, just wiped out, blacked out, disappeared 200 emails relating to Hunter Biden's business operations in Rosemont Seneca. They asserted executive privilege over 200 separate communications. What is in those emails, Sean? What is so sensitive about the operations of our federal government that Hunter Biden and Rosemont Seneca had access to? So we are in court now. We will press this issue. We will see if we can get access to those emails. And we're, of course, coordinating with the incredible House Oversight Committee and James Comer. But we must get to the bottom of what is buried inside these redacted emails.
And by the way, there's more than that, though. We got 5,400 under pseudonyms that we'd like to get a hold of, all of them, wouldn't we? And aren't these pseudonyms, Stephen Miller, aren't they being used to protect against or to try and hide the fact that Joe Biden was sending them?
Yes, exactly. So, as you mentioned, in addition to the emails that were conducted under Biden's own name, you have and the names of his senior advisors and staff. You have 5,000 plus emails through a series of pseudonyms. This is what James Comer is going to hopefully be able to get. So we're running these parallel investigations with what I'm doing, what James Comer is doing. But it is my supposition that you will find in those pseudonym emails an elaborate foreign bribery scheme that will be game, set, match for Joe Biden. We've already documented, and you have gone over this, Sean, better than anybody, the tens of millions of dollars going into the Biden family coffers at the same time as Joe Biden is conducting favors for these foreign countries and foreign business partners. Those pseudonym emails, in my opinion, will be the nail in the coffin on this story.
I think you're right as well. And by the way, James Comer and Jim Jordan will join us. Lisa, great to see you. White House treating Joe like a toddler. You saw him walk out of that ceremony earlier today. It was beyond bizarre. Two-thirds of Democrats say he's too old to run. A dramatic decrease in minorities. His treatment of the people of Maui, the people of Florida, East Palestine, just hasn't had the time since March to go over to Ohio and help the people out after, they've lost everything, and many neighborhoods now evacuated because of the radiation fallout.
It's sad, right? Because these people need his help, and he simply just doesn't care. And I guess, 2020 was the basement strategy, and I guess 2024 is the vacation strategy, which has me concerned. Does it mean he's not running, or does it mean he already thinks it's in the bag because the Democrat machine is behind him? And there's all this talk about Joe Biden's age, but don't we want him to be the nominee? Don't we want him to run again? He is the weakest and the most unpopular president in modern history since Jimmy Carter. So we want him to be the nominee, particularly when we know that Democrats are trying to criminally convict our potential nominee and also potentially try to keep him off the ballot in certain states, invoking the 14th Amendment. So we should want to face the weakest Democrat, and that's Joe Biden, maybe outside of Kamala Harris. So we want to face Joe Biden.
All right, so question for both of you. Lisa, we'll start with you. Exit question. Will Joe Biden be the nominee for the Democrats?
You
hate this question.
I am still 50-50.
You're 50-50. Fair enough.
I know, because I'm trying to be careful after the midterms. I know. I'm sorry, Sean.
No, don't apologize for being true to yourself. Stephen Miller.
If the House Republicans stand with James Comer and Jim Jordan in their incredible investigations. Joe Biden may very well be knocked off that ballot, but we need every House Republican to stand with those two great patriots.
All right, Stephen Miller, keep up the good work. Update us when you can. Lisa, great to see
sure
you
will.
joining us.